Yo, guys, what's going on? It's Fears. Welcome back to Fearsman26, a blast from the past. Michael Booher. What's up, my friend? How you doing?
Hey, John Fears. What is going on, buddy?
Good to see you. Welcome back, man. It's been a long time since you've been on Fears Vlogs or Fearsman26. So I called Mike a couple days ago. I was like, hey, man, I'd love to have you on my podcast. Just chill out. Like everyone has seen Michael Booher, but never really gotten a chance to get to know him. Like we've seen you in a couple vlogs and a couple, short films and stuff. I thought this would be a perfect opportunity.
Yeah.
So welcome. First of all, how's the family? How's work? How's everything been going?
Pretty good. Not too very busy.
Oh yes, I'm sure.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good. We just got a new puppy, and that is taking up a lot more time as well.
Nice. Well, now what type of puppy and what's the name of the puppy?
So her name is Bella, and she is an Alaskan golden mute. So
wow,
it's an Alaskan Malamute and a golden retriever. That's her breed now.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember my dog Penny. Like before we got Enzo, we had Penny. Penny was a mix between a Labrador and something else. I can't remember what the other part was. And then we got Enzo, and I forgot his breed, but it's he kind of looks like the dog out of Homeward Bound, Shadow.
Yeah.
I forgot that type of breed.
Isn't that a golden retriever?
Golden retriever. I'm sorry. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So once Penny passed away, we waited a couple years, and whenever my dad got sick, me, my mom, my brother thought he could use a friend, so we got Enzo, and then when he passed, he became the family dog. So yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I remember Enzo, and man, he was such a furry little sweetheart.
Well, Enzo's the new guy. You mean Penny?
Oh, I met Penny.
Yeah. You, I think you've met both. Like Penny was first, and then she passed away, and then Enzo's still alive.
Okay, because I remember you were telling me that his name was Enzo.
Yeah. That's the new dog. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah.
We're good.
Penny was the old one. Like when you and Jonathan would come over to my mom and dad's like mansion house, and we would do our short films there. Yeah. So Penny was first.
Okay.
Then she passed, and then we waited a couple years, and then we got Enzo for my dad, and then once my dad passed, it became the family dog. So yeah. So how's the weather been? How's the weather been in good old Missouri?
Oh my God. Well, today, as you could probably see out the windows, I'm actually driving, as you can tell.
Yeah.
I'm on my way to Illinois to pick up some rollerblades. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, the last 4 days have been nothing but rain.
Wow.
And today it's going to rain again, but a little bit later. So this is like the only sunshine. Well, yesterday we had some sunshine too, but anyway, it's been raining a lot.
Well, anytime you and the wife and the kiddos want to come down, buddy, I've got a little bit of space. My apartment's kind of small, but literally a mile down the road, there's like 4 or 5 hotels. So you guys are more than welcome to come down and hang out and get some nice fun in the sun. The good thing about Florida, though, is even though it rains like late at night or early in the morning, it always dries out by like 10 or 11 in the morning because it rained last night. It rained last night, but I looked out the window and I just got home from work and took a shower and I was setting up the stream for us. Looked outside, it's bone dry. Bone dry.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool.
So, yeah, it'll either pour down almost every day or sprinkle. But, yeah, you guys are more than welcome to come down. So just let me know whenever you guys want to come. I got a season pass to Disney, and it sucks. I wish I could bring friends and family in, but I can get in for free. You guys would have to pay. But
really? Yeah.
Yeah. I just the pass comes with everything, Mike, except for that, because that was the first thing I bought it, and then right after I bought it, I said, "Oh, I can bring in my family for free, right?" And they're like, "Oh no, unfortunately, they got to buy a ticket." I said, "What about friends?"
Yeah.
I said, "What about friends?" And they were like, "Nope, they can get free parking with you, like if you guys came in my car and we all rode together, I would just say, hey, here's my pass. You show them the pass. They say, oh, park over here. So we would get free parking, and I wouldn't have to pay for parking. You guys wouldn't have to pay for parking. But
that's cool.
Yeah, but when we got to the front gate, they would say, oh, show me your pass. I would show them the pass, and then you and Tiff and the kiddos would have to pay. Unfortunately,
yeah,
that was the first thing, because whenever my dad was alive, I said, hey Mom, I said I would love to take you and Dad and my brother, and my mom's like, yeah, see if you can get a free pass. And I said, oh yeah, and they just wouldn't do it. So
damn.
Well, I prepared some questions and some topics. So some fans know how we met and became friends, but the first question is where was the first time that we met? Like way before we started hanging out, like where was the first time we met?
So you're asking me then, right?
Yeah.
So I don't remember.
Some fans know how we became. Some fans know how we became friends, and some don't. So I thought we'd establish that. Like, hey, when was the first time we met?
Yeah. So I don't remember like the first conversation that we had or anything like that. But I do remember very, very early on, we like figured out that we both like making videos, and I remember a couple of the first videos that we made.
Oh yeah,
it was in the break room.
Yeah,
at Walmart.
It started in the break room. I don't remember the first chat either, but the first time we met, I think, was when we were working at Walmart. I don't know if we. First, I don't know if we. Yeah, I don't know if we first met in the break room or just on the sales floor, but yeah. Well, lunch was so boring. I mean, all you do is you sit there, you eat. So if I wasn't making videos with you and Jonathan, I would vlog myself. So it started off as just stupid little hilarious videos, like whatever we thought was funny. And then I said, "Hey Mike, do you want to hang out?" And you were like, "Oh, I'd love to." And then we started like the exploring vlogs. Then we started like the short films, and let the good times roll, my friend.
Man, and the one that's really sticks out to me, that all the other ones, well, I guess there's actually two. There's two of them that really stick out to me that was so much fun.
Okay.
And the one was the Creep House that was in Wentzville. That's gone now.
Yeah.
That one. And also the abandoned meat factory. Those two were my favorite.
Oh yeah. Yeah, those were great. Well, that was my next question I was going to ask. I was going to select but you just hit the nail. You hit the nail on the dot. See, guys, Mike is a smart guy. I was literally going to say I'm going to pick, my favorite videos that we did get together, and I was going to let Mike do it. So, if you had to pick like your top 4, what would be the top 4?
You said top 4?
Yeah, top 4.
Oh, okay.
So I'll let you go first, and then I'll pick my top 4.
Are you talking about top 4 abandoned like exploring videos?
Just any video that we did together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So those two. Do those two count?
Yeah. It's whichever. Okay. It's whichever 4 that you want to pick.
All right. Yeah. So those two. And then the dramatic sandwich. You remember that?
Oh yes, legendary.
Oh my God, the dramatic sandwich, and I don't remember exactly what we called it, but it was the zombie one. You remember that?
Yeah, like I came up from my basement steps, and I was pretending that it was like the end of the world, and you filmed a little bit in your room, like. I haven't left my room in days. I haven't had any food in like 3 days. I'm gonna call John and see what the hell he's doing. And then I put water on my face to make it look I was dripping sweat. And I was like, Mike, I haven't left this room in days. I need food.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So my top 4 would have to be in this order. By far, hands down, the abandoned meat factory was our best exploratory vlog. The second one was the abandoned town. That was amazing.
Yeah, Mazzell, Missouri. That's where that was.
So, like, only one person. Remember, it was an old lady that lived on the right-hand side of the street, all the way down at the end of the street, and then the rest of it was abandoned. So that's number 2, and then probably I agree with you. The dramatic sandwich would be 3, and then the fourth one was Lemmer the Deal. Lemmer the Deal short film.
Oh, I forgot about those. Yeah.
Where
we walked into that hotel.
Yeah, well, that one, and then I love the sequel more because, like, it was all 3 of us, me, you, and Jonathan. We had costumes, we had a set. I killed you in my car, and then you put an After Effects where you blew the shit out of my car and you died. And Randall wants to do a third one, and I said, "Well, Randall, how would we bring back Mike?" And he goes, "You should just totally have Mike film like his gray, like back of his gray car, and have him pop the trunk open, and he flies out of the trunk." And then, we should have you like call me and Randall, and like you're like, if I ever find you, you tried to kill me, like I'm gonna hunt you down. I said, if Mike's down, we'll do a part 3. Randall, he loves the Deal short films. He loves.
Yeah.
I
remember you were telling me about that.
Randall talks about them all the time. I said, Randall, whenever I come to the town and me and Mike hang out, I said if he wants to do a voiceover, I said if he wants to like film a real quick segment, I said then Randall, we can like film whatever we want, here in Orlando. I said we'll add Mike in, and I miss the old filming days, buddy. So anytime we can hang out and film something, it's always a treat, man. Because I miss you and Jonathan and all the guys. And so whenever I come into town, I would love to hang out twice. I would love for you and me to go explore one day. If you need to bring the kiddos with us, no worries. And then another hangout, I would love to do our Ultimate Bowling Guys Night. Those were always those were always fun. The old ones, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. Whenever you do come and we can hang out and stuff, I'll most likely have my mom watch the kids.
Okay.
Because she lives not too far from here, and wow, they got a jet flying over there. That's pretty cool. Anyway.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, I can have my mom watch the kids because she lives pretty close to that bowling alley, the Bowler. Yeah,
and I'll give you and Tiff like way in advance. Like I'll shoot you and Travis the dates like 2 to 3 weeks in advance before I come. So then that'll give you ample time to be like, all right, the best time for me and John to hang out twice is on this day and then on the other day and blah blah blah. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah. All right. So the next question. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Hey, do you have any of the for the lines for me to say? Do you guys have that ready at all, or?
For the next Fearsman?
Yeah.
Me and Randall, we're still writing Fearsman 6.
Perfect.
So we're still trying to figure it out. So you're either going to do some lines for Fearsman 6 or Fearsman 7.
Hey, that's cool.
You're gonna be in one of those. I just don't know which one. So yeah. So the next question. Speaking of bowling, if you can give me 3 highlights of all of our bowling hangouts, just 3 highlights, and I'll give 3 highlights.
All right. So the first one,
or like memories, highlights, memories, just your 3 best memories.
Yeah. So the first one that sticks out to me is the Thanksgiving one. That one was really cool. Oh yeah,
that was legendary.
That was awesome. Do you know why that's so legendary? Is because me and Jonathan, the bowling alley actually lied to us. We called and said, "Hey, we're having a guys hangout. Do you mind if we bring in some food?" And I guess they didn't like because we didn't buy their food. But on the phone, and you can confirm it with Jonathan. Me and Jonathan put them on speakerphone. Oh yeah, that's not a problem. What food do you bring? I said we're doing a Thanksgiving special. I said we're gonna buy turkey and mashed potatoes and gravy and the whole 9 yards. And I said we're just gonna use that table, and a pie.
And pie. And it was a pumpkin pie. And literally, me and Jonathan heard them say, "That's not a problem. Yeah, like how many tables you gonna need?" I said, just the one table, right before you bowl. I said, that'll be fine. No problem. We get there, we walk in. Oh, no, you can't do that. And I was like, what the hell is this shit?
I remember you guys were telling me about that.
And I said, we confirmed it. And they said, you guys can bowl, you guys can order drinks, but they said, you're not bringing that amount of food in. And I went, okay. So I remember I looked at everybody and said, what do we do? And I think it was your idea. You're like, Fears, turn on the camera. Let's just film the whole Thanksgiving dinner in my car. I went, oh, we're doing it. Let's do it. So it actually made it 10 times better.
It was actually a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. All right. So that was number one. What's number two?
Number two, I'm trying to think. It was the one that I'm pretty sure, I don't remember if it was the second or third, but it was the one where Jonathan just absolutely destroyed us. You remember that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's really good. I've only been able to beat him like maybe once or twice. And then once he started joining that bowling league or whatever the hell he has, he was like decimating us. I mean, not just even a little bit. Like, you looked at me and you said, Fears, there's no way I'm going to win. I said, I'm right behind you, buddy. I said, he's like at 205.
Yeah, that one was a really good game.
Oh, yeah, it was good. Yeah.
And then number three is the Halloween one.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's fantastic.
Yeah, that was awesome. Dressing all up.
Yeah, and then we did a Christmas special too, where we each bought each other like gag gifts and stuff. So we always
right.
Yeah, so we always added spice to it. All those are still up. So my three highlights are: remember at the Halloween special where you, me, and Travis dared him to eat that disgusting piece of pizza with like salt, like vinegar on it, like mustard.
There was
ketchup.
everything.
Everything that was on the table, we doused it. You and me were on the floor dying. I almost died of a cardiac arrest. I was laughing so hard. I turned bright tomato face red. And you're like, Fears, you all right? And I'm like, he did it. He fucking did it. I can't believe it. I was almost dying of laughter. That's probably my first memory. My second one, probably the Christmas special, because that was so awesome. Like, we all bought each other a gag gift. They were okay with us opening presents, but not a Thanksgiving feast, I guess.
Yeah, like what?
Yeah, well, we brought in tons of presents, so I would think they'd have more of a problem with that, but I guess not. So that's my second, and then my third one, I got to agree with you. The Thanksgiving special was probably, you know what? I'm gonna make the Thanksgiving special my first one. So it's gonna go.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I agree with you because that was the most fun. I'm going to make the Thanksgiving special the first one. The second one was when Jonathan at the Halloween special ate that disgusting slice of pizza. And then the Christmas. And then the Christmas special. Those are my three. All right, so now this is the part of the interview where I give Mike a chance to ask me a question. So, Mike, go ahead and ask me two questions. Anything you want. Fire away.
All right, first question. You've been living in Florida for a few years. How do you like it?
Yeah, since 2019. What was the question?
Just how do you like it?
Love it. I love it. The only thing I dislike about it is the hurricane season and
I bet.
So that's always a pain in the ass. And then living so far away from my friends and my family, so it's always a joy to get the best bang for my buck, like whenever I come and visit the family and friends. Sometimes I've stayed for a week and a half. Sometimes, literally, when I'm at my mom's house, I'm like, Mom, I'm going to call my boss and just ask if I can take another week off. So, like the last time I took 2 weeks off in last November. I was only going to stay for a week, and then I went, oh, fuck this. I'm staying for 2 weeks. And so I called to make sure if it was okay with my boss. He's like, yeah, John, you're cool. And I was like, sweet, because he knows how much of a hard worker I am, and I always put in extra hours and stuff. I'm actually trying to find a better job. Working at the factory, it's so boring, dude. Like, it started off, it's still great. I make great money, but it's the same thing. It's like, grab a box, scan it, load it into the truck. Grab a box, scan it, load it into the truck. Or I'm loading it out of the truck and loading it into another truck for the driver, because some drivers they don't hate me, but they hate other drivers the way they pack their truck. So sometimes they're like, Fears, you're great at your job. It has nothing to do with you. Just put all of my packages by my truck, and I'll load it because all the other loaders are idiots, and you're not an idiot. You actually pack it really well. So some drivers want to pack it themselves, Mike, and I'm like, that actually is a great load off my shoulders because it'll go 10 times faster. I just stack them real nice and neat by the back of his truck, and I'm like, have at it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so that would be my answer to that question.
All right, so the second question.
Okay.
If you could take any of the short films that we did together and redo it, or make it, if we had a lot more time to plan and make it, 10 times better.
Yeah.
I guess the question is, which short film would you want to remake if we could go back in time and maybe do it right or do it bigger or whatever?
If we could do it bigger on a bigger scale, and like they gave us, like Hollywood said, oh, I love this short film. I want you and your friend Travis and your friend Jonathan and Mike to like make it into a full-fledged movie. I think The Deal would be a fantastic, like, major motion picture. Either that one or what was the other one? The Dramatic Sandwich. I would love to make. I mean, I don't know how much better you could make that, Mike. Like, we were just goofing off, and you're like, "Hey, Fears, I got an idea. Turn on the camera." And then the greatest shot was Mike doesn't know it. Like, Mike thinks I'm just gonna take one bite. So in my head, I said, "Oh, I know what I'll do." I said, "I'll make him laugh, and I'll destroy the fucking sandwich all in one bite." It was so one of those two.
Yeah, that scene was probably me laughing the most because I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
But the scene that I think probably sold it the best is probably while you were in the shower eating it.
Yeah, that was in part 2 because remember we made 3 parts.
Yeah. I remember there was 3.
Yeah, but
I don't really remember the third one.
Hands down, my favorite one was the first one. The first one was when where we were like the jump cuts and you're like, what like that, and then I devour the sandwich. Then the second one was I'm taking a shower and then you see a hand come out of nowhere like Psycho and you're like, hey John, and I'm like, Mike, what are you doing? I'm taking a shower, man. And because you can't show nudity on YouTube, I wouldn't want to show any nudity to begin with. I was in my swimming trunks. And you're like, oh, hey, John, you want a sandwich? And so then I grab it, and you started laughing because you thought I was just going to take one bite again. And I thought, oh, I know what I'll do. I said, I'll devour it again, but I'll mix it with the shower water so it's all slimy. And I fucking inhaled that thing.
Oh, my God. And you did, too. That thing was definitely no good.
It was so mushy, and I just forced it down me, and I was like, well, I know it's going to be a funny short film. I know the fans are going to laugh. I said, I know Mike's going to laugh, and I love making my friends and my fans laugh. So, yeah. By the way, I want to shout out my fans real quick. What's up, Lantern? What's up, N4? Good to see you. I didn't want you guys thinking I was ignoring you guys. Good to see everybody in the chat. All right. So, next question. So, if you could go back in time, Mike, and either make a short film that we didn't get around to, either make it back then or make it now, what short film would you want to make that we didn't get around to?
There was a couple of ideas being tossed around that we never really got a chance to do, but
yeah,
man, it's been so long. I kind of don't remember what those were, so I actually don't know.
One of them was we wanted to recreate like one of our favorite commercials, and we had written out a script. I don't know if you remember this. Me, you, and Jonathan, we wrote out a script, and we just never got around to it because, like, either we filmed another bowling video or like you said, "Hey, John, I just found this abandoned place. We should go explore it." You know, so that would be my answer to that. You know.
Yeah. I'm actually not too sure. I don't remember.
All right. No worries.
It's been so long.
Yeah. I told the fans, the fans actually love the exploring videos, and they so want us to do again, because sometimes on Fears vlogs, my official interviews like this are on Fearsman26. And then if I'm
Yeah.
just hanging out doing my normal podcast and like reviewing movies, that's on Fears vlogs. And I cut back in between the vlogs and reviewing stuff on Fears vlogs. Sometimes I'll play them old vlogs, and I showed them some of the exploring videos, Mike. They love them, and they want us to do another one. So
I'm telling you what, the exploring videos are definitely hands down my favorite.
yeah, they were so much fun. They were
Yeah.
so much fun. The only one that I got a little scared on is we heard there was some homeless person in that meat factory. I could hear noises. I heard someone say hello, and if you slow down, it's somewhere in that vlog. You hear someone say hello. Thank God you had your knife with you, Mike. And I was like, Mike, I got your back. Just have my back. If some crazy psycho like lunges at you or me, I'm like, you use that knife.
Yeah. I'm actually wondering, was it a homeless person or was it one of the guys that was in that, that place that was right next door?
Yeah.
Those like that group of guys. I'm wondering if it was maybe one of them.
It was one of the two. It was either a homeless person or them. Because I remember as soon as we got out, they can argue all they want. I did not see a no trespassing sign. We parked right in front of the meat factory. Mike did not see a no trespassing sign. I didn't. They come out. They were all pissed. They're like, you and your friend get in your car, leave. They're like, get out now. They said, if you don't leave right now, we're calling the cops. And I looked at you, and then I looked at them, and I said, okay, we'll leave. And he's like, you didn't see that sign? And I was like, no, I did not. And there was a sign, but I said, me and my friend did not see it. I said, no problem, we'll leave. We got in, and then we drove about halfway down the road. We got on the highway. I look over at you, and I go, well, that was hilarious. And then he went, yeah. But it was a good time.
I'm telling you what. It was a good time, but I'm telling you what, in the midst of the moment, I thought that guy was going to have us stopped there and we were going to get in trouble with the cops.
I was so nervous because I didn't want any problems.
Yeah,
me too. And I didn't want them to get the cops involved and have us delete the footage because that footage was legendary. That's the most, like, besides the abandoned town, I'd say those two are our best. And I was thought, all right, that was another reason why I was going to let you know in advance so you can do your research and find a place. And I'll let you do the research, Mike, because I want you to surprise me whenever I come. I don't care where we explore. I thought, all right, I'll tell Mike and Tiffany so they can have your mom babysit the kids, and then I said one day we'll go out and explore and do an exploring video. I said the next day we'll do our ultimate bowling guys night like we usually do, and I said if Mike needs help, I'll let him find a spot. I said he can just surprise me. So whenever it gets closer to the event, buddy, we'll find some place because the fans love those exploring videos.
Yeah, and if I can't find one, I mean, I'll try to find some kind of abandoned something. Yeah. That I think we might be able to explore, and it won't be just one of those like the mall where we get there and we can't even go inside.
Or what we could do is if you can't find anything, we'll just get in my car, your car, and we'll just drive around and see what we can find.
Well, not only that, but I had a backup plan. If you're interested, we can go back to that Don Robinson State Park because that was abandoned at the time. But then we can go there as like a backup plan and just do I'll have to go back and try to find that video. I don't even know if I still have it, but I know you do.
Yeah, I still have it. And
I'm gonna, if we do go back there, I want to get the before footage and the after footage. The before and after. It would be really cool.
Do you know what that place reminded me of, Mike? We go in, and it looked like an ultimate cabin from like Friday the 13th. It literally looked like a cabin out of Friday the 13th. I was like, this cabin is perfect. It was abandoned. I don't know who owned it. Then remember they had the abandoned pool like to the left of it. So here's the house. So the house was on the right, guys, and then on the left, you walk down those stone steps. Like, there was some stone steps. You walk down the stone steps, and then there was that abandoned I've never seen a pool that big. It was massive, that pool.
It was. And it had a spiral staircase.
Yeah, spiral staircase.
Yeah.
It was how deep do you think that pool was? 20 feet?
Well, probably not that deep. I'm thinking it was probably like 12. It had to have been at least 10.
It was deep. It was at least 10 or 12. I mean, I took a guess because I had no idea, but yeah. All right. So next question. Besides the vlogs, what's your fondest memory of me off camera?
Off camera? Oh my God.
Yeah, because we've had so many adventures. We've had so many adventures off camera and on camera. You know.
Yeah. Probably. I don't know. Probably just hanging out in your room at your parents' old house.
Yeah.
And we just hung out there.
Yeah. I've got two fondest memories. One is just of you and me, and then two was of all the guys. I would say the two fondest memories that I have off camera was when we were preparing the Unsolved Mystery, and we were writing. Remember that? And I had the trench coat and the jacket. We were in the TV room, and that was all of us. That was all of us. You, me, Jonathan. You took a whole bunch of photography photos. We were planning out the script, the whole 9 yards. So that's one of my fondest memories. The other fondest memory off camera, we made each other laugh so much in the break room because we were so bored at that break room.
Oh, yeah.
So whether we were on camera or off camera, we were laughing away until we had to go back to work, you know. So those are really good times. Okay, next question. What's your favorite memory of just John and Travis? Because they're part of the group too, you know.
Yeah, it's definitely bowling.
Okay.
But it's like, to be more specific, I don't know. I really just enjoy all of them, to be honest. There's not one that is better than the other ones.
I've got two. One, the last time I was in town, the best time I've ever had with Travis. I think I told you about this. I haven't uploaded it yet. I'm kind of I'm trying to catch up on my vlogs. Me and Travis he took off of work one day, and I just wanted to make sure it was okay. He goes, "Oh, John, I'm not missing this." We went around to every movie location in St. Louis for the Escape from New York movie locations because they filmed most of that movie with Kurt Russell in downtown St. Louis. They filmed for like 2 days in New York, and they filmed for like a week in LA on sets, but most of it, 95% of it, was in downtown St. Louis. So that's my fondest memory of Travis. My fondest memory of Jonathan was last trip, to make it a surprise, I didn't want my brother to know I was staying at my mom's house. So half the trip I stayed at Jonathan's house. The other half of the trip I stayed at my mom's house, and we hung out a lot, you know. But if I had to pick a third one, for sure the bowling memories. I mean, those were good times. And plus, anytime I come into town, you guys are always up for bowling. I mean, I love it. I still haven't beat my old record, buddy. It still stands at 160.
Oh, damn. I mean, that's a pretty high number, honestly.
I just want to beat it at least once before I die. Just once, you know. So, what's your highest score in bowling? What's your average?
I don't know what my average is. I only play with you guys, but
yeah,
I think my highest was only like 150 or something like that. I don't think it was higher than 160.
John is the master. I've seen John get 210, 205. I think the most he's ever gotten that I've been present, I think it was off camera. It was 220, 230, Mike. And I was like, man,
holy shit.
I'm like, he's fantastic. The next time we're in town, whenever we're recording the Ultimate Bowling Guys, I'm going to ask him, because I want to make sure to have it on camera and be like, Jonathan, refresh my memory. What's your highest score ever? You know?
Is he still in a bowling league?
I don't know if he's still in a bowling league. Like when I hung out with him last November, he said he just bowls for fun now. That's what he told me. So I don't think he's.
Oh, okay.
But I remember back in the day, he took it seriously. He had his own ball, his shoes. He bought. He He bought the little dust, that cleans your hands. He had a bag.
Yeah.
I mean, he was in a bowling league, and that's how he got so good. So yeah.
That's cool. Hey, real quick, I'm about 5 minutes to where I need to be. Can I come back into this whenever I get done?
Yeah, sure.
All right, just click the link and it'll take me back in.
Yeah. Or you can just stay. You can just stay in, and I'll just wait. If you want to leave your cell phone on, whichever you want to do. If you want to dip out and then dip back in, I'll entertain I'll entertain the fans until you get back.
I mean, yeah, sure. I'll just do that. I'll leave for a little bit and then I'll just come right back.
Yeah, I'll just wait for you. So the next question is I've been wanting to ask you before you get to the place. So guys, there's going to be a tiny 5-10 minute intermission. Let Mike do his thing and then he'll be back. Is you finally got to have a little cameo in a Fearsman cartoon. Take us through the whole process. How did you love voice acting? Would you do it again?
Okay, so first of all, thank you very much for letting me be a part of your cartoon. That's actually pretty awesome.
Oh, no problem. Randall loved your performance. I loved it. You're going to be in many more.
Oh, sweet. Appreciate it. Second thing is, yes, I actually, matter of fact, I asked you whenever we first started.
Guys, Mike was chomping at the bit. He was like, Fears, just let me have one. And I was like, I said, you're going to be in more than one, buddy. I said, you can be in as many as you want. We're buddies. We're pals.
Yeah. Yeah. And you said that I could be in another one and that you guys would give me some lines. And I'm like, oh, sweet. Here we go. Yeah. This is going to be great. So the other part of that answer is walk you through the process. So I don't have a good microphone or anything. I just use my phone. And
it came out perfect.
I had my laptop on the table and I was using my phone to record the audio, and I ended up actually making a video on it. So that way, I think Randall had wanted it as a video format because it was easier for him. So I said, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Mike,
what he does, I do the same thing. So what he'll do is he'll contact me a week before. He'll say, Fears, film a video on Fears Vlogs or Fearsman26, put it on private, send me the link, so trolls can't steal the audio, before the cartoon comes out. He takes the audio out of the video and then he draws pictures and he moves the mouth around the audio. And then once the cartoon's out, then I make the line recordings public. So yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So then you get 2 videos for the price of one. You get the behind the scenes for the fans, and you get the cartoon.
Yeah, and also, whenever you guys give me another script, I'll do the exact same thing. I'll make a video, so that way it can be like a behind the scenes, because it's a lot of fun making. I enjoy doing that type of stuff.
Did you tell Tiffany that you were going to be in a cartoon? What did she think of it, or did you tell her?
No, I didn't tell her yet, just because it hasn't hasn't happened yet. But
the first one is up. Remember, I showed you the first one. That one's up.
Yeah. She knew about that one. I thought you meant this coming up one.
No, not this coming up one. Yeah, but we're still working. Yeah. So what did she?
She thought it was kind of fun.
I'm sorry.
She thought it was kind of funny.
Oh, funny. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Hey, so I'm gonna dip out really quick, and I'll come right back in whenever I get back on the road.
Okay. Yeah. All right. We'll see you soon.
All right. See ya.
All right. So Mike's gonna be back. So we have an intermission. He's driving back home from Illinois. He lives in Missouri, pretty close to Wentzville. So Mike's been a good friend of mine for quite a while. I hope you guys are enjoying the interview. Now, since we have a time to chat with the fans, I'll read all the comments. So Mr. Lantern says, yo, what's up, dudes? Hey, Mr. Lantern, how you doing? What's up, N4? He says, Fears, you should do the Lonely Ghost too, but swap Ethereal for Randall. Randall would love to have a part in it. I just need to sit down and write I haven't done a short film in quite a long time because I haven't been inspired to do a short film. Like The Lonely Ghost was great because that was in a dream, you know, and I quickly woke up, I wrote it down, and was like, oh man, that would make a great short film. That would make a great movie. And I remember I wrote, it wasn't even called The Lonely Ghost at first. It was called, I think I just wrote the plot. I wrote, Ghost is stuck in a graveyard because he has unfinished business and can't move on to heaven. You know, he can't move on from the afterlife, you know, and he has to figure out his unfinished business. So maybe one day we'll do a we'll do a Lonely Ghost too. What's up, Mr. Lantern? He says, howdy, N4. Oh, I've been drinking my coffee, Mr. Lantern. Oh yeah. Thanks for that super chat donation, Mr. Lantern. He says, show some support. Sub it up, dudes. I appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you, Mr. Lantern. You're a good friend. I always appreciate you, connecting with the fans and spreading the word about the channel. And yeah, I asked Mike about a week ago because I hadn't done any content for this channel for quite a while. And I was like, man, I haven't interviewed somebody since the famous TikToker, which if you guys have not checked that out, it was awesome. It was the Scream Per Diem. He has over 800,000 TikTok subscribers. He was generous to give me an interview. So that was my last one. And I thought, man, I said, Mike hasn't been on the channel forever. I said, that would be perfect. I said, before I go into work, I said, I'll make some topics. The reason why we had to do it so early is Mike, he's got a job and he's got kids. He said, hey, Fears, before I come in, I have to take my daughter to school. Then I have to drive to Illinois to pick something up. So either I'll come in on the way home in the car. He goes, or you can wait until I get home and I can sit down at my kitchen table. I said, either way you want to do it, buddy. So we had to do it really early. So I actually got off of work, took a shower. I haven't went to bed yet. Probably after this stream, before I go to bed, I'll probably get my gym clothes on, do a live stream at the gym, and then I'll probably take a nap. But I want to thank Mike for coming in. Thanks a lot for the friendship, buddy. Mike's a good friend, a good guy, good pal. And I wanted to catch up with Mike because you guys have seen him in vlogs and in streams and in short films, but you've never really gotten a chance to know Mike. Mike's a really good guy. He's a family man now. He's got 2 kids. He's been married for a while, so he's definitely a good guy. Definitely a good guy. We're waiting for him to come back real quick. Hey, Nancy, what's up? Good to see you. Nancy says, howdy, Mr. Lantern. N4 says, great interview so far. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Appreciate that so much. Plus, it gave me a chance to wear my new Hawaiian shirt. If you look, it's got a whole bunch of Superman logos on it. So it's kind of hidden inside of the Hawaiian shirt. It looks quite good. Fears has got the 80s chest hair flowing in the wind. Heck yeah. So if you guys got any questions, you let me know. I am going to use the restroom real quick while we're waiting for Mike. So put your questions in the chat. I'll be right back. And I am still planning to do a normal stream later on today. Probably much later after I take a nap and stuff. And then tonight, either tonight or tomorrow, I'm almost done with a vlog. It's not finished yet, but a new vlog coming soon for Fearsman26, a new video, and then a new vlog for Fears Vlog. So I'm working on 2 videos right now. So I appreciate everybody's patience. I'm almost caught up on the old vlogs so that I can post the new stuff. And I haven't vlogged anything new. Really, the only new thing that I'm going to be filming here soon is the June 15th Orlando show is coming up soon. And I'm not missing the Orlando show because that's not my favorite show, but it's one of my favorite shows. And then in July, I'm going to the Tampa Toy Con. Absolutely cannot miss that. That is a must. That's an absolute must. Those 2 have to happen. Anyway, I'm going to use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back. Give me 2 seconds. Just go ahead and study my British cup. I recently got this British cup, so I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. I am back. There we go. I'm back. So yeah, we're just waiting for Mike to come back. I prepared some questions last night. He just said, "Hey, Fears, you may want to send me the link on the way home because it usually takes about an hour, hour and a half, depending on where you are in Illinois." And he said, "Oh, Fears, I'm way the hell out there." I went, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "It's going to take me a minute to get home." So he said, "You may not want to wait to send me the link." He goes, "We can start the interview on the way." And he goes, "And then if the interview goes to me finally getting home, then I'll sit down at my coffee table." I said, "Hey, no worries, buddy." I said, whichever way you want to do it. So, yeah, Mike is the next professional interview. So, including Mike, I've done this one. I've done the Scream Per Diem guy that had over 800,000 subscribers. Then I did the actor. I interviewed the actor Kevin Calber. I've interviewed Tinder Immortal twice. I've interviewed Randall. And I've interviewed Tommy NC 2010 twice professionally. I've interviewed, let's see here, Randall. And then I interviewed Steph Toomey. She was fantastic. She's the one of the main actors in the Land of Oz show that they do every year. They do it, I think, twice a year. So that was a good interview. And then, if you guys remember, my very first interview professionally was, and it's got 413 views. It's one of my best interviews that I've ever done in my entire life. Richard DeVizio, he played Kano, he played Quan Chi, he played Baraka in the Mortal Kombat video games. Met him at a con. He thought I was so cool. We became friends. We're still friends, and I said, I said, "I would be honored if you would come on for an official interview." And he said, "Well, when do you want to do it, Fears?" I said, "In about a week." I said, "I want to prepare." I prepared questions. I was really nervous because that was my first interview ever. The second interview I ever did was interviewing the film director, Don Callahan. He's a buddy of mine that directed the live action superhero movie, Superman World War. And that was another fantastic interview, too. So anytime I do a professional interview, I try to prepare as much as possible, and I try to find interesting people to interview. So the next person I found, he's like an Indiana Jones enthusiast, over 1 million followers on Instagram. I know he's got a YouTube channel. I need to do my research and find out how many subscribers he has on YouTube, but I was impressed. Over 1 million subscribers on Instagram. I haven't messaged him yet, but I would love to interview him at some point because he's got over 1 million subscribers on Instagram, and his love for Indiana Jones blows mine out of the water because I thought I loved Indiana Jones, but he takes it to a whole other level. But as the channel grows, both Fears Vlogs and Fearsman26, I'm going to keep up with the professional interviews and try to find as many people as possible. I still want to interview Larry Tate, because, you know, he's a good guy. He's an interesting fellow. I still want to interview Exhumed Visions professionally, like about his business. Visions gets kind of shy sometimes, so I'm not going to push the issue. If he wants to have an interview, I would love to interview him about his business, how he started his business. If he says no, you know, I'll be like, "Hey, man, you know, we're buddies. I understand." You know, so he's been on streams before, but I haven't asked him yet for a professional interview. So maybe one day that'll happen. So that's another. And then another person I want to interview is some more of my old time friends, so you guys can get to know them. I also want to interview a friend of mine that used to work at Disney, and I wanted to interview him about his experience with Disney and all that. And another guy I found online, he recreated a Johnny Five robot from head to toe. And I remember I've contacted him. He said, let me know, Fears. And I said, "I'm busy. You're busy." I said, "We'll get it together." And he said, "Well, Fears, if you want to do 2 interviews," he goes, "you can interview me, the creator of the robot." And I said, "I would love to." And he said, also, he goes, "I can program Johnny Five to answer any question. He goes, I can sit in another room, and he goes, and I can voice Johnny Five, and he goes, and you can actually interview the robot Johnny Five. I said, I would love to interview Johnny Five. And he said, all I have to do is have my headphones on. He goes, I clip a wire into the robot. He goes, and I can send my responses, and he'll speak to you. And I was like, if you can make that happen, I said, my fans would love that interview. So I plan to interview Johnny Five. I met a guy at a con that does charity work, and he's part of the 501st Star Wars Club in Orlando. The 501 Star Wars Club, they're all over the United States and all over the world, really. And he plays Darth Vader, and I said, I would love to interview Darth Vader. And he's like, well, Fears, he goes, do you want to interview me, the actor inside the suit? He goes, or do you want to interview Darth Vader? I said, both. I said, I could interview you out of costume, and you can tell me about how much how much money you've raised through the 501st Star Wars Club for charity. And I said, once we get that interview done, I said, I would love to interview Darth Vader. And he was like, yeah. He goes, because I've got a voice box in the suit, Fears, and it sounds like James Earl Jones, and you could interview Darth. I said, I would love to interview Darth Vader. So a lot of good interviews coming. But if you guys got any suggestions for interviews, if you find people on the internet, I can contact them. And so get your thinking caps on. Let me know who you'd like to see me interview, because I always prepare. I always prepare questions. Even though me and Mike are really good friends, last night I prepared questions. So, yeah. I'm going to message Mike and just I'm going to see how much of a time frame he has on when he'll be back. I just said, hey, Mike, how long do you think you'll be before you come back? Waiting for you. Come back when you're ready. Just let me know. So, yeah. So we're just going to wait until Mike comes back. But, yeah, I hope everybody had a great day. It's been a pretty good day so far. Work was pretty busy. We had 40,000 boxes last night. I'm pretty tired. I haven't went to sleep yet, so I need a lot of coffee. But this was the only time that Mike could be interviewed, because he's either he has to do something with his wife at 1 o'clock, or he's got to go into work later on after 1. So he said, I could hang out till 1, Fears. And I said, hey, no worries. I said, I appreciate it. I appreciate it so much. So I hope you guys are enjoying the interview. So, yeah. And if he comes back and says he has to go, at least I got, that much. And so, yeah. So, but yeah, I hope everybody's having a good day. It's pretty good. Pretty good day so far. For once, it's not raining outside right now. Give it some time. I'm sure it'll rain. But yeah. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy these interviews that I do. So I always, like I said, I always try to find interesting and exciting people to interview, and I try to make every single interview 10 times better from the last interview. So things have been going good so far. Cannot wait to go visit my family in August. Man, I've missed them. Plus I need a break. I need a break from filming. I mean, I'll vlog the trip, but I'll probably stream less on my vacation. I'll probably do like 1 or 2 streams at the coffee shop, and then maybe I'll do a stream at my mom's house, and that'll be about it. I'm not going to stream every day when I'm on vacation, but I'm looking forward to meeting them, looking forward to hanging out with Mike and the rest of the guys and my friend Travis and all that. It's good stuff. I got a lot of interesting videos coming, old and new. I mean, they're all new to you guys, but they're old to me because I filmed them ages ago, but we got about 6 or 7 old vlogs, and then the new stuff is coming. I promise. I'm a man of my word. I promise the new stuff's coming. Let's just put it this way. It's going to be worth the wait. I mean, I'm sitting on some great content. tours of tracks I went to, hanging out with my friends, the Disney stuff. A lot of good stuff coming. A lot of good stuff coming. So, yeah. Yep. So, yeah. Anyway. So, write in the chat. Let me know what's the next type of person that you'd want me to interview. If you guys get, I mean, I would love to interview some big YouTubers too. Like, I doubt that he would want to do it, but I would love to interview Roman Atwood. I would love to interview Casey Neistat, and I have his email because he has Casey Neistat's email in his description of his video. So I would absolutely 100% love to interview those two guys. I'd love to interview Mr. Beast because he's by far one of the biggest YouTubers around, you know. I definitely would want to interview Tommy again. You know, out of our community, he's probably the biggest. At some point, you know, I don't want to fight with Carrie anymore, but I would love to interview Carrie because, you know, she is a unique person, you know. So at some point, I would love to interview her. I doubt she'll ever want to do it, you know, but if you guys can convince Carrie, I would love to have a civil conversation with her and, you know, end the wounds, you know, because I've tried to apologize to her a million times and she doesn't want to hear it. And she thinks I'm evil and this, and which I'm not, you know, and I've apologized to her a million times, but so, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'd love to interview more people out of the community, you know. Like, definitely, now that me and Adam Bacchidi are cool, for sure I'd like to interview him, you know. So, yeah. Well, while we're waiting, I'm going to download a video that me and Mike were in so you guys can watch that. You know, some of the... you know, some of the videos that me and Mike explained, I would like to show you. I should have did that. But yeah. N4 says we need another Anna stream. You know what? I would love N4 to interview her again. Because the last time I interviewed her was at the coffee shop. We had a very nice interview. And then from what I heard, she stopped doing YouTube but she fell in love with one of her YouTube fans, and I guess, I don't know if she got married or she's with him though. And I was like, wow. So I haven't heard from her since. So anyway, let me download some videos that me and Mike were in. So just to show you while we're waiting for him, the first one we're going to do is the dramatic sandwich that me and Mike were talking about. Oh, hang on. I think Mike messaged me. Oh, coming back in. Coming back in. All right, hang on. So Mike is coming back in. So I'm going to ask Mike if he doesn't mind if I download it so you guys can see that. Because the dramatic sandwich, me and Mike were losing it. But, so yeah. So while I'm asking him questions, he said he's coming back in. He said, give me a minute. So I said, no worries. Take your time. Actually, I'm going to write him and say, yeah, see you soon. He said he'll be here momentarily. He had to take care of something real quick. No worries. See you soon. There we are. All right, there's Mike. He's back. Welcome
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Welcome back, my friend. I was just telling everybody, I said, hey, Mike had to take care of something real quick. And I was talking about, while you were gone, I was talking about all the interviews that, the professional interviews that I want to do, you know. And
oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I was telling everybody who in the future I'd like to interview. And then while I was waiting, I was about to download one of the videos that you and me were in so we could watch it together just to kill some time. So as we're talking, I'm going to download the dramatic sandwich so the fans can check it out. I think that would be a good one to show. So my next question is since you like film and I like film, where do you see film going, like Mike, for the future? Like 20 years from now, 40 years from now? You know, as I watch like Hollywood movies, it seems like they're making a lot of sequels and not a lot of original stories. So I wanted to get your take on where do you see the movie industry going and Hollywood and the movies going 20 to 30 years in the future or beyond that?
Yeah. So just a disclaimer, I'm not a huge film guy like you. I just want to get that out on the table. But I do have one, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what it's called, but I am almost certain that they're gonna make a movie based on AI because it's been taking over, like especially the video, like all these AI videos going around.
Yeah.
I have a feeling they're gonna make probably a slapstick comedy called something like, I don't know, AI or something stupid. And all it's gonna be is just a bunch of random stuff.
I thought you were a big movie guy. Not as much to me, but I thought you liked enjoying watching movies and you like making movies, you know, because we made a lot back in the day. So I didn't mean to make that assumption, my friend.
Oh, no, not at all. I like making movies, like videoing, but I'm not a huge movie and TV show guy.
So do you and Tip ever watch any movies or TV or not at all?
We do, but it's mostly like whenever we go to bed, we'll put something on, mostly like older TV shows like Friends and Seinfeld, Home Improvement, stuff like that. But we do like a few select movies like Insidious and other horror movies and stuff like that.
Nice.
But as far as like sci-fi type stuff, not a huge family for that.
Got it. I'm listening. I'm just downloading the video right now. So yeah, they're gonna love the dramatic sandwich. Oh my god! I'm sure all the fans have seen it, but it's been quite a while. It's been quite a while since I watched it.
Yeah. Are you able to have the video overlaid? I mean, on the live stream to where people can watch it as well?
Oh yeah.
That'd be cool.
That's what I was saying. Sometimes, like in my on Fears vlogs, for a topic, I always pick like 4 or 5 topics to do my podcast on Fears. Like I'll review movies and stuff. And then if it's a slow day and I don't have many topics, I'll be like, hey guys, I'm gonna download like 5 or 6 vlogs, and we watch the old vlogs, you know, from the past.
Yeah,
and
that's cool.
It's very simple. You hit the present video, and it pops it right into the screen. So I'm gonna play it actually right now. It just downloaded. So get ready for this, Mike. A blast from the past, everybody. So yeah, all right, here we go. So I'm just gonna hit the present video, and now this I didn't download all 3 of them, Mike. I downloaded the very first one where you lose your shit where I devour the sandwich.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Yeah, here we go. There it is.
John. What? You want a sandwich?
Oh my god, that hair.
Okay. What the heck was all that about? Oh well.
Oh, here we go.
Here you go, John.
Oh, here it is. Here it comes.
That's good.
Oh man, that face.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Mike just loses his shit.
Oh my god.
I almost choked on it.
I got the whole thing. Oh my god. I just started losing it once you started shoving it in your mouth.
That was good.
I bet.
I think that was just a bologna.
Look at that sandwich.
I should probably try and salvage the sandwich a little bit.
That was like a bologna sandwich or something?
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's what you get for being bored.
We're bored. Well, enjoy the flick.
Oh man, we were bored.
Oh yeah.
It was either a bologna sandwich or a salami sandwich. I can't tell from the video, but it was one of the two. So yeah. Hey, what's up, Pixel? What's up, Ben4? Shout out to everybody in the chat. All right, next question. So, since we've made a lot of videos together, one of the questions I prepared from all the behind the scenes, what was your favorite behind the scenes moment? Was it like when we were preparing and when we were writing? The outtakes, any of the behind the scenes. What was like if you could have a moment?
It didn't really it didn't for me at all. One of my favorite behind the scenes was the what was it called? It was
I think your internet's crapping out. There it is.
Can you hear me now?
Your internet froze for a second. Go ahead and say it again.
Okay. So it wasn't really featured me at all, but it was just one of the ones that I liked a lot. It was the Jim Verney skit that we did. It was the world as you see it or something like that. I forgot what it was.
Yeah. That was fantastic. That was fantastic.
Yeah, that one was a lot of fun.
I had a shirt and a tie on, and I was like, common people such as yourself, have very limited vocabulary, and sometimes they have to use hand gestures to communicate. Oh man, I was having a field day with that, man. Oh my Lord.
That one, we were in that. It was like a second living room upstairs.
Yeah.
And we were just hanging out for like 8 hours and trying to shoot that video. And that one was just a lot of fun. I mean, it had nothing to do with me, but I just liked that one. That was a lot of fun.
It was because it was all three of us. You were behind the camera doing the camera work. I was the actor. Jonathan took my mom's lamp and put the lamp above my head so we had extra light. So Jonathan was like the lighting guy. We were in there so long, we took a break. Remember my mom came in and made us sandwiches? Like, we were in there for 8 to 9 hours.
Yeah.
And my mom's like, my mom was like, are you guys hungry? And I was like, absolutely. And we took a break. I remember that coffee table, in the TV room. We all sat around that coffee table and was just eating the sandwiches that my mom,
Yeah.
And then I was like, all right, you guys ready to go back to work? And you're like, oh, yeah. So then you got behind the camera. Jonathan grabbed the light and was doing the lighting. That came out really well.
It was a lot of fun.
I'd say my favorite behind the scenes moment was probably, it's a split between that and probably the Creep House, because we put a lot of time and effort into that one.
Oh yeah, like breaking everything in there.
Yeah, well, breaking the stuff, and then we did two. Remember we did the vlog where we were like breaking all the stuff, and then we did the actual short film. Remember the ghost inside the creepy haunted mansion, and the ghost kills me. You get away, and then the ghost kills me and Jonathan at the end.
It was weird. It started as a documentary, and then somehow we fused it into like a short film where we had different scenes, and then it was just like, okay, what are we doing here?
Because at first I think I wanted to do like a funny like fake documentary, and then I think it was either me or you said, why don't we act like it's a fake documentary but like turn it into a short film / documentary? So it fused together.
Yeah, and that one we actually had, in my opinion anyway, that one we had the best special effects, because at the time I had access to Adobe After Effects and was doing motion tracking and adding in all these different effects to like our tracked, heads and everything like that with our names on top. And
and you added the screams of the ghost. Oh, there we go. Oh, the internet crapped out for a second.
oh, is that on my end?
It was on both of our ends. It's starting to rain, so usually when it starts to rain, sometimes the internet craps out. So
okay.
yours crapped out. You gotta love that Illinois countryside.
Yeah.
And then you crapped out first, then me, and then finally it came back, and I was like, oh, thank God. So so what I was saying before the internet crapped out, your Adobe, we had such great technology at our fingertips because you put in the screams of the ghost. You actually put in the ghost kind of slithering, killing me and Jonathan. Then you put all the after effects of like you dying in the car, blowing up in the deal. Those when we were at our highest creativity.
Yeah, the car explosion one from the deal. I'm actually wondering. I don't remember if that was with Adobe After Effects or if that was with the other video editor that I was using, which was Sony Vegas, which actually isn't Sony anymore. But
it was one of those because I remember calling you and said, "Hey, Mike, how did you do that effect?" And you said, "I downloaded a whole bunch of explosions." And then you said you said you put one explosion on it, and you said fears it wasn't big enough. So you said it was a combination of 5 or 6 explosions all added together to make one big explosion. And I went, "That's awesome, dude." So it came out fantastic. Now I haven't watched that one in a while. Before I go to work tonight, I think I'm going to rewatch that. But I did prepare. I watched some of our old stuff last night while I was preparing questions. So all right. Next question.